Or if you were younger, you used to watch TGIF on ABC on Fridays, with Boy Meets World and all that.
Exactly. Yeah. Now it's more of, you watch it whenever you want,
I remember I used to wake up early Saturday mornings to watch Saturday morning cartoons.
Saturday morning cartoon was a big thing.
Yes.
And now they don't have that anymore,
No, they
which
don't.
is weird. I think people watch it and absorb it when they want. I think that Saturday morning cartoons and TGIF, ABC Fridays, and Thursday nights at NBC with shows like Cheers and Friends and Seinfeld. That's a thing of the past. Unfortunately, it brought us together as a society because we all watch the same thing at the same time.
Yes.
So we could have these conversations and talk about it and laugh about it. Now, you could have the biggest hit on television and we don't know who's talking about it.
Welcome to another episode of Out of the System, the show where we interview those who broke the rules and won. I'm your host, Leo Climaco. My guest today is a director, producer, a good friend of mine, Antonio. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Leo. Thanks for having me.
I'm so excited to have you here, man.
Excited to be here. I was looking forward to this all week.
Yes. Tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Well, I'm local.
South Florida native.
Basically, I wasn't born here, but I got imported
Pretty much.
when I was a year old, so I've been here all my life. I'm a native without being Indian. And I've been in the entertainment business about 25 years now.
Wow. It's a very long time.
Yeah. I found my niche. I was out of college. I went into the exotic car business because I thought that's what I wanted to do with my life. It's been 5-6 years in it and realized that wasn't for me. And I met a lot of cool people in the entertainment business, in that industry.
Yeah.
And I thought, hey, let's give it a shot. Against all odds, not having gone to film school, not really knowing anybody in the business.
Right.
Not being
What'd you do exactly in the automotive?
Oh my goodness. I was always a car buff growing up.
Same. I love cars.
Yeah. So I specialize with luxury, super luxury cars. So I became a broker for exotic cars.
Okay.
And during my 3-year stint brokering exotics, I met a friend of mine, Mohammed Jamoluddin, who came from a very prominent South African family. He was just a year and a half older than me.
Wow.
And we were in our 20s. And while we bumped into each other at exotic car auctions. And while I was brokering, playing with other people's money, he was bankrolling, everything. So, I'd buy one car for someone, he would buy 10.
Wow.
So we built a friendship, and somewhere down the line, he called me up and said, hey, I'm opening up a dealership. Would you like to help me? And so
that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's crazy how who you know can open doors for you that you never thought of.
Oh, absolutely. It's always been like that, fortunately. Even after I went into the entertainment industry, for almost a decade, I didn't have a business card.
Wow.
Just because of the word of mouth, I would do something, people would go, hey, who did that? And then, hey, call Antonio, and then here you go.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I wouldn't recommend not having a business card. I was kind of, I wouldn't recommend it, but it fortunately worked for me for a while.
So you caught that entire Fast and the Furious birth, early 2000s.
It's funny you mentioned Fast and Furious. I was on the set hanging out on Fast and Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious.
The one with Tyrese.
And I remember that vividly because I had some friends working on the film, and one of my best friends is friends with John Singleton. And
That's one of my favorites, Too Fast, Too Furious.
Yeah, mine too.
Love that one.
And that was one of the film projects I hung out and thought about, I'd like to do that here. Yeah, that was like 20 years ago, 20 plus years ago.
Plus, it was 99 or I
think it was 2002.
Was it?
Yeah. I think it was around the same time I did Shot This.
Could have been. I thought it was earlier, but could have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Yeah. So long ago, can't remember. But
talk to me about Shot This. How did that come to be? That's such a cool movie. I love that movie. I've seen that movie I don't know how many times. I'm a huge Kaimani fan, huge Jamaican culture fan.
Yeah, let me see. I was at that time I was producing a lot of commercials, and I was one of the top direct response commercials, infomercial producers in the industry down here. Paid the bills and then some. And I wanted to get into movies, and I was helping different filmmakers with their independent films. And an acquaintance of mine from New York called me up and said, "Hey, listen, I'm doing this movie. It's an indie film called Shatas. I love your work. Can you help me put this film together?"
Once again, who you know.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Perfect example, who you know. And that was basically my film school. Yeah, I learned mostly what not to do, because it was.
That's really good sometimes.
Yeah, it was a really tough film to work on.
Where'd you guys shoot?
Oh, shot everywhere. All over Miami, Jamaica, Little Haiti, South Beach. We were everywhere. It was cool.
That's
awesome. I was
awesome.
a line producer on that. It was interesting. It was quite an experience. And from there, did a trying to remember, Kamani Marley video that opened up some doors with one of the record labels. Shortly after that, I started doing music videos. So, from 2004 to 2009, I did probably 35 music videos.
Wow.
Artists like Pitbull, Missy Elliott, Shaggy.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I love
big
Shaggy.
artists.
I love
Yeah.
all three of those.
Yeah, no, it was fun. It was great.
Yeah.
It was great while it lasted. Yeah.
Right. What's the biggest difference between doing a movie and a music video?
The biggest difference, well, besides time, I mean,
Is it just shorter? Is that what it is?
Oh, it's significantly shorter. I think.
It's like a shorter movie?
Yeah, everything's more condensed.
Yeah.
From the craziness to the politics. I like the music videos because it's short and allows you to be creative for the most part.
Right. Right. Probably have way more freedom in a music video than the movie.
In the film, there's a lot of hurry up and wait. Music video, you really want to go really fast because you have a certain window to shoot everything you got to shoot. You do it with movies as well, but not as high pressured.
Right.
Yeah, it's cool.
What's your favorite song that you've shot a music video for?
Oh, wow. That's a really good question. I'll be honest with you. After I shoot a video, I usually end up hating the song. Because you listen to it so many times before you shoot it.
Yes.
And then you listen to it another 100 times during the shoot.
I can imagine.
And you don't want to hear it anymore. So probably...
it's so funny.
I did a music video with Shaggy and Lumidi up in New York. It was a fun music video. We did an homage to Spike Lee's "Do the Right Thing."
Okay.
So we shot in the same neighborhood.
I know what video you're talking about. I've seen that.
Yeah. We gave it an early '80s, late '70s feel.
Yes.
And feel like making love. That's probably my favorite because I like the song.
Yeah.
Other than that, just next.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, 25 years. You've seen, I would say, a few different eras of both the music and the movie industry.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm a little different from your typical producer, director, writer in South Florida because usually. Especially outside of South Florida, New York and LA, people tend to specialize. So like if you do television, that's what you do. If you do movies, that's what you do. If you do commercials, if you do reality shows, and there's a lot of politics and jealousy amongst those genre. Like filmmakers don't respect reality show people. Reality show people secretly want to become filmmakers. Kind of like rappers that want to be athletes and athletes that want to be rappers.
Yes.
So I've done everything from A to Z because you have to in South Florida in order to grow and pay the bills unless you move outside
Right.
area. And for years, I worked outside of the area just to be able
Like
to pay
where?
the bills.
New York, LA?
New York, LA, wherever they called me.
Yeah.
Yeah, South Florida is a tough market. It's a tertiary market. It was a strong secondary market for a while, and we were hoping it would be like the new Hollywood, but then Louisiana and Atlanta stole that away from us, unfortunately. So we're a tertiary market, known for locations,
Right.
that kind of stuff.
Why do you think that happened with Atlanta taking over?
Politics, politics and money. There was a time I used to be very involved with different filmmaking organizations. Like I don't even think some of them are around anymore. Like FMPTA, which is the Florida Motion Picture and Television Association, or I don't know what's out there now. But anyways,
Right.
They would lobby to get film incentives to bring productions from Hollywood here in South Florida. And during the late 90s, it looked like we were, wow, things were going to happen. We got, we got Burn Notice on USA Network. We had CSI Miami. Some movies were shot here. Bad Boys was shot here. Something About Mary was shot here. We were also a great
Let's pick it up.
place
Momentum.
for locations, Birdcage.
Yeah.
But then the people in the legislature just didn't want to give the tax incentives anymore. And when those tax incentives went away, so did the productions, really, unfortunately. So a lot of the people that were part of the infrastructure here, the movers, the shakers, they moved, and it became more of a location place or commercial. I mean, I remember quite a few years where I was struggling, and I jest about it now, but my friends used to jest about it quite a bit. I was like the king of reality show pilots.
Okay.
So they would shoot a lot of pilots that went nowhere here. And I was
kind of like one-hit wonders.
Yeah. But at least one-hit wonders got heard, and they were hits. But a lot of pilots that, went nowhere. It's kind of like, so.
But I bet you learned so much.
Oh, yeah. Again, most of the lessons were what not to do.
Correct.
Yeah. So over time, you kind of incorporate that in your toolkit. So it makes you better at what you do, produce, direct, write. I guess you can say I'm a triple threat. Yeah. It's made me better at everything, because I've done everything from A to Z.
Right.
Documentaries, award-winning. Well, reality shows, I'd like to say even though really haven't had a hit. Although I've worked on a couple that were moderately successful.
Do you think that that's the measurement, that for it to be considered it must be a hit?
No.
Right.
But when it's a commercial success, it keeps you working.
For sure.
I mean, there's artists that are fabulous and that everybody loves and are critically acclaimed, but don't sell. Whether it's a painter or a singer,
right,
or a musician. And there's artists that are mediocre that sell out, And I don't mean sell out in a bad way.
No, I get it. Yeah, sell out stadiums, yeah.
Yeah, so you just never know. I mean, I've worked on music videos for songs that I thought, I don't know who's going to listen to this, that become hits. And vice versa, songs that I thought are great that go nowhere, I got a good story for you. So a few years back, one of the record labels hired me to do a couple Pitbull videos. And Pitt and I had dinner up in New York. And he was like, Antonio, there's a song that did well, but fell off the charts. And I think it could have done better if it had a music video. And the record label doesn't want to spend money on it. And I heard the song and I liked it. And I thought, wow, the right music video is what will give it the push.
Yeah.
So the director of that Pitt wanted to work with, and we sat down and we talked about what the music video was going to be, and it was going to be a homage to Robert Palmer. Remember him? Simply Irresistible?
Yes.
So we did a video as an homage to that, Robert Palmer.
Who paid for it?
Well, This is where it gets good. So we shot. Let me see. I'm trying to remember. It was we shot "Secret Admirer," which was a song with the R&B artist Lloyd, and Fat Joe was in it, and we had let me see who else was in it. We had some cameos in the video. I can't remember all the cameos, but anyways, make a long story short, we basically carved some money out of that video and decided to shoot Sunday, the music video that we really wanted to shoot for that song that could have been a bigger hit.
Understood.
So when the label heard about this, and they had a spy on the set or something, because I had the president of the label call me, and, he's like, "What the fuck are you doing? You weren't authorized to do another video." And I said, "Well, Pitt wants to do it. It's not costing you anything extra. I'm putting my time, and the director also, he believes in it, and Pitt wants to do it.
Let us do it."
Yeah, so we're doing it. And then he's like, "Oh, well, we'll see how that turns out." So make a long story short, during the course of the music video, it was going so well. So whoever his little spy was calling him regularly and saying, "Hey, this video looks great, da-da-da-da-da-da." So he called me back towards the end of the day. He goes, "Listen, whatever you need. If you need a few extra bucks, let me know, because I hear the video looks awesome."
Now it's whatever you need.
Yeah. So that video turned out to be Go Girl, which was, I think, a top 20 hit, top 10, top 20 hit. It was also a top music video, got nominated for some stuff. I really don't follow awards stuff. I'm not an awards kind of guy, but it did really well.
That's incredible.
And out of the two videos, that was cheaper than the actual video we shot the day before.
Wow.
A lot cheaper.
Yeah.
But more fun.
Because you used part of that budget.
Exactly. And it was a hit. It was a hit. It was great.
Very creative to do that.
Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of those rare jewels, And that was fun. That was back in, I think that was like 2008 or something like that. God, that's a long time ago.
Almost 20 years ago.
Hey, wait a minute. 17 years ago. Let's not push it.
I said almost. I said almost.
Let's not push it. 17 years ago. Yeah, but time flies. Yeah. And then I got out of music videos probably around 2009. That's when the budgets they fell. Oops. Is that me? My bad.
No worries at all.
Right.
Did you
pick it up from where?
I'm gonna ask you a question. Let's go for it. Did you always want to be a director, producer, writer? Like, who were you as a teenager?
I never had any desire in being in the entertainment business. I was always a big fan of Hollywood and music. I was the geeky kid who knew all the movies and classics and the directors and the backstories. And
So you were a movie buff.
I was a movie buff, but I was also a Billboard music buff.
Got it.
Right through from elementary school to like the end of high school, I knew all the Billboard charts, all the songs, the artists, their backstories.
So you were really into it.
Yeah, I was really into entertainment, but I was a big car buff. I always wanted to be in the exotic car business. And when I found out that wasn't for me, I didn't know what to do. And I had a friend who was an actor. And he said, "Hey, do you want to produce a TV show with me?" And I didn't know what that meant. I was like, "What is that?" Well, you got to put up a little money, but I want you to be on the show also, so you're going to co-host. So
Why do you think he called you?
that's a really good question. He was one of my best friends, and I don't know. I think
It's one of those things.
Yeah, it was
right?
one of those things.
Yeah.
It was good chemistry. We looked good on camera, and we had a, we had a local hit. We only made a few episodes, and but we didn't know how to monetize it, so I had to go to work, and the gentleman who owned the production company that helped us put the show together said, hey, you got some natural skills. You should really develop them. And so I thought, I need to work on it. I need to do something.
Right, got to develop this.
Yeah, so what the heck, I'll do it. And then I grew to like it, you know. It's kind of interesting where if you're good at something, you grow to like it.
For sure.
Yeah. And then I started doing small cable commercials.
As a podcaster, I needed a place to share my voice and hear other stories. That's how Forge Studios was born. A place created not just for me, but for everyone searching for something more. An environment where as soon as you walk in, you feel the energy and you feel welcomed. Where being seen and heard is part of the experience. A place for entrepreneurs to share their journey, for creators to bring ideas to life, for businesses to grow authentically. A space that values mental health, encourages real conversations, and supports those who turns ideas into impact. Here at the Forge Studios, creativity, culture, and purpose aligns and comes together to help you create something greater. A place where we leave the filters behind and we start expressing ourselves for real. The Forge Studio. Your journey starts here. Your impact starts now.
Became really good at it, and then I started working for a big production company that did commercials and direct response spots.
What does that pay doing a commercial?
I'm sorry, repeat the question.
What does that pay doing a commercial? How profitable is it?
Wow. When I got started, I didn't do this for the money.
Right.
So
More for reps, right?
I just enjoyed it. I had fun. I've really never done anything for the money. I really enjoyed it.
That's good.
Just like with the exotic cars, I mean, there were years when I started out where, I would have made more money working at Toyota, but I wasn't in the business because I wanted to be in the car business.
Right.
I was in the business because I liked the exotic cars and I knew them, and it gave me the opportunity to...
And probably also that life that came with it.
Yeah, the life, the people, the opportunity to race, to do club racing, Porsche, and to be involved with the dealership that I worked with the Ferrari Challenge.
Side note, have you been to F1?
No, not recently. Yeah.
We got to figure out a way how we got to get in there.
I'm a big F1 fan.
So am I.
I just saw that Brad Pitt movie, which was amazing. Excellent.
So as a podcaster, I can try to get a media pass.
Oh, cool.
So I've been trying. I tried last year. It didn't work out. I'm going to try again. Well, I tried this year. It didn't work out. I'm going to try again for next year.
Oh,
so I'll let you know.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We got to go.
Yes.
It's amazing. But going back to doing commercials, I got really good at doing commercials, and I started working for a production company that specialized in that. And in a short amount of time, I became their top producer.
Wow.
And mind you, this was 23 years ago. I was making really good money then. I was making what would be considered good money now. I was making back then, so I didn't realize how great I had it.
Wow.
In hindsight, I appreciate it now, and I realize how naive I was.
Were you just blowing it?
I was. I was living in a place that was bigger than I needed, had more cars than I needed, spent money, traveled, I thought there was no end to it. I thought, hey, this is normal. No, it was not normal. And then
what was your favorite car that you owned?
I've always been a Porsche buff, so I've had several Porsches.
Got it.
Yeah. And then being in the car business, whatever I bought to sell, I drove.
Okay.
And then I would always have a side gig on the side. Over the years, I would buy and sell cars.
What were you buying? Ferraris, Lambos, Rolls, or no?
For clients, I would buy those. For spec, unless it was a steal, I'd stay away from them because, I'd be afraid to drive them. Not because of an accident, but because if the engine light goes on, all of a sudden it's like $5,000.
Yeah.
They
are super expensive.
Oh, you need a tune-up on a Ferrari 355? That's $7,500. So I've always been a Porsche guy. Porsche is my favorite car in the world, and it's an everyday car. So I've had a lot of Porsches. So
911.
911, Boxsters, Caymans. I just love Porsches. Yeah. My favorite Porsche is probably Cayman. Yeah, it's the perfect balanced car, and I'll admit
Really better than 911?
in some cases, yeah.
Yeah.
The Cayman, yeah. But for
So
everyday,
smaller, right?
yeah, smaller and more agile. Depending on which 911 you compare it to, it's quicker. But I love the Boxster because it's a convertible. Yeah, I've had a 911 convertible. It's not the same.
Really?
Yeah, the Boxster's just more fun to drive.
They don't exist anymore, right? They don't make them anymore.
Boxsters?
Do
Oh
they?
yeah, I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Boxster. I think they still make them. I haven't been following them. I'm pretty sure they still do, but it's probably that and the Cayman are my favorite Porsches. Yeah. Yeah, of the newer Porsches.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell me, do you think that Hollywood's dead?
What do you mean Hollywood's dead?
So I've been hearing that basically everything is being recycled, right? I saw a reel the other day where it was a dad at the movies with his kid, and every single poster was a poster of a movie, a sequel or a remake of a movie in the 90s. Meaning like there's no more creativity. They're just basically respinning the same ideas over and over again.
Well, I mean, since as long as I can remember, there's always been that argument, ever since the sequel. It's always been that argument. I think it's probably more true now because you don't have people with an artistry background running the studios. They're all business people.
Right. Trying to make a profit.
Trying to make a profit, and they want to invest money in something that's sure, and they look at things very formulaic and
Not very risk-taking.
Not very risk-taking. That's why you don't see any modern-day Scorsese's or Tarantino's.
Right. I feel like the only one that's taking risks is Nolan. Tenet.
Yeah, but Nolan's not an indie filmmaker.
No, not at all.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
he
yeah,
makes
yeah.
big budget films. But yeah, he's from
Right,
the new
but
generation.
he's the only one that's trying different things and that's not consistently trying to remake a
Yeah,
sequel.
he's
or
one of the
whatnot.
few filmmakers that has that pull that he can raise money to do his kind of film projects. It's really hard to raise money for a film project, and the landscape has changed so much as far as how you monetize it that even people that have been in the industry all their lives are find it challenging to figure out how to monetize and optimize their ROI.
Okay, so the $1 billion question. How
Okay.
do you raise money for a movie?
Oh, yeah, that is $1 billion question. Even established filmmakers like Scorsese have challenging times raising money for projects. So
Really?
yeah, so it's who you know and luck, because you could be an Academy Award-winning artist, filmmaker, actor, and have trouble raising money. That's an art. I'll be honest with you, I haven't mastered that.
Yeah.
I'm usually the go-to guy. If you have an idea and you have the money, I'm the guy who you go to make the idea feasible,
Right.
and
Bring it to life.
bring it to life and create the framework. I tell you, well, this is the best way to do it. This is what I believe it's going to cost. This is how long it's going to take. This is how I think that you should position it in the marketplace.
Right.
And these are the people you should talk to distribute. I'm that guy. I like to add the ability to raise money to my toolkit, but not there yet.
Is the money the hardest part?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can have a great idea. You can have a lot of great ideas. You don't have the money to, make it happen. Look at Shark Tank. A great TV show. People come up with all kinds of business ideas. They have great ideas. Some of the businesses are up and running already. Most of them. They go to the sharks, and
They raise capital.
yeah. How many great ideas don't get funded?
Oh, so many.
Yeah, I've followed quite a few people that have been on Shark Tank that don't get money from sharks that go out to make millions.
Okay.
You know, so even the sharks don't know for certain.
Right.
You know,
It's not a guarantee.
not a guarantee because they put
No.
money into projects that
That
don't go
fail,
in. Yeah,
of
that fail.
course.
So you just never know.
They have greater odds because they have more money, more resources, more backing.
Right.
You know, that's really just it.
You never know. I mean, now there's projects that are a safer bet than others.
Right.
That's why people like to invest in sequels that have been commercially successful
Yeah.
because it's a safer bet. And that's why we don't see a lot of movies that take a risk, that think out of the box.
Yeah.
The best movies coming out now are European, actually Asian. Like Korean films are just knocking it out of the park. I mean, look at Parasite that won
Yes.
the Academy Award, not only
Yes.
best film, best foreign film. They just,
What's that other multiverse movie? Was also Asian, I believe.
oh my goodness, that was great.
You know what
It
I'm talking
was,
about?
Everything,
Everything, everywhere.
Yeah.
All at once. Something like that.
two crazy ass movies that were commercially successful
Yeah.
and critically successful.
And indie and low budget.
Yeah. And none of the studios would have greenlit that. So it's there's a market for out of the box thinkers. Problem is, people that put up the money don't want to take those risks, you know. And wish we had more access. Some art. Wish there was a platform for certain artists that had out of the box projects that were vetted and had potential. Let me take that from. Let me redo that again. Ask that question one more time, please. Felt like I was rambling on.
It's okay. I don't think it was a question. It was more of a comment that we were talking about. But that's okay.
Incorporate another question that you can pick up on. Something to do with the financing, so you can cut into that.
Okay.
Ask about financing in South Florida.
What is it like financing here in South Florida? What's that like?
Do you mean
Like, what are the struggles in obtaining financing in Florida versus New York?
for film projects,
Yeah.
entertainment projects?
Yeah.
That's a really good question. Florida doesn't have the foundation for the industry, does not have the community, and it doesn't have the knowledge of the industry. You know, when you think of South Florida, you think of the hospitality tourism,
Right.
or you think of restaurants. You think about now Bitcoin. A lot of the crypto companies are based out here.
Right.
So it's easier to find investors that are willing to invest in a hotel, in a restaurant, in crypto. In California and New York and Georgia, it's easier to find investors to invest in entertainment projects. You know, in New York, it's easier to find investors to invest in Broadway.
Right.
You know, in Atlanta, in the music business, in LA, TV, film, because they're familiar with the industry. You know, here the investor's really not very educated, so they think of it as more speculative than it might be.
Right.
You know, it is a high risk investment, but
Yeah.
they're not willing to take that risk because they know nothing about it, or they don't know anyone who's done it. So it's more challenging. Hopefully that'll change, but I think that with new media and the ability to tie in an IP, an intellectual property,
Yep.
into a podcast, a reality show, something that's streamed, or a movie, there's more opportunity to monetize it. Yeah, does that make sense?
It does. What do you think of these new studios popping up? A24.
I love it. They come up with amazing projects. I'm a big fan of A24.
I think also LeBron James has his own Bron production, and 50 Cent has his.
Yeah, they
I feel like everyone's getting their own production company.
yeah, they cater to a certain niche.
Right.
They know their market. They do it well. They're not spending $100, $200 million on a movie, but they don't have to. They know, if they spend 15, 20, 30 million, they'll recoup,
Right.
and they'll roll it into the next project. That's what I'd love to develop in South Florida, is an ecosystem where we can create home-based projects, where we can create this generation's Bad Boys, or Something About Mary, or Birdcage, or, wonderful, entertaining, dynamic projects in different genres that are home-based, that are homegrown. I think there's an opportunity for that now, although I don't see the investors lining up yet for something like that. I don't think they see it.
Do you think someone has to prove the concept first?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Once someone
Has to take that risk.
Yeah,
and
once
be the
someone
first
does
one.
it, the gates open.
Yeah.
I love using Star Wars as a case study.
Of course.
Star Wars was a film nobody wanted to make. And if you look at cinematic history, the movie industry is classified into before Star Wars, after Star Wars.
Is it really?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Because it was there was no blockbuster of the kind till Star Wars. It broke all the molds. It was the quintessential hero's journey template. It also created a business model that didn't exist before. George Lucas ran off with all the merchandising rights. There were no merchandising rights before Star Wars. He made billions off of just the merchandising rights. The action figures, the posters,
Yes.
the lunch boxes. I had all of that stuff growing up.
Same.
Yeah. And the sequel rights. And that just led to years of everybody making sci-fi movies. After that, Star Trek, the movie came out.
Of course.
Battlestar Galactica and so forth. None of them quite topped Star Wars,
No.
but it just changed, Hollywood forever. And
Did Marvel and Disney do the same thing with Iron Man?
well, yeah, in that genre, Marvel changed the movie industry with the most successful movie franchise in history. And before that, in a different genre, you have Blair Witch that changed the low budget, out of the box thinking.
That movie was crazy.
There hasn't been another Blair Witch.
No.
And then you had before that you had Robert Rodriguez with El Mariachi, that revolutionized indie filmmaking. Him and Quentin Tarantino, that class in the mid '90s with Kevin Smith.
I love Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, he's amazing. One of my role models. Those guys just revolutionized indie filmmaking. But that was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
There really hasn't been.
They don't make movies like that anymore.
No.
Reservoir Dog.
No, they're harder to make.
Yeah. They really are.
Yeah.
I don't think I want to say attention span, but I don't think so, because people do sit and watch 2-3 hour podcasts and 2-3 hour movies. I just don't know what it is.
If it's a good story,
Yeah.
people will watch it. It's just a good story. What I found is that just like in music videos, there's trends
Right.
in movies. Whether it's the way a movie is shot, edited, the tone of it, the way it uses music, and trends have become shorter and shorter. And storytellers like Nolan, storytellers like him, aren't abundant.
No.
They're
very far.
Very
Few.
far. There's more of the gimmicky artists.
Yeah.
They're trying to find gimmicks.
Yeah.
Trying to draw an audience by gimmick rather than focusing on story.
Hey, if you work with digital marketing, online sales, or manage clients, you know the right tool makes all the difference. I use Go High Level, and I can guarantee that this all-in-one tool brings results for all my clients. With CRM, email, SMS, automation, scheduling, landing pages, and sales funnels, integrated and easy to use, management becomes simple, productivity increases and campaigns perform way better. If you want to grow in an organized and efficient way, access my link and see how Go High Level can also change the way you work and sell.
And it's a shame because there's so many good stories out there. You know, we're working on a couple projects right now that I think are going to open up the gates here in South Florida and allow us to become an epicenter for original content, for long-form content. So I'm hoping in the next 5 years we'll shake things up with long-form series, limited series for platforms like Apple and Netflix, Amazon, and feature films. You know, there's a huge drop in movie theater attendance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, attendees. And
do you think COVID helped that?
COVID affected it somewhat, but I think you know, with the younger generation,
A lot of streaming going on.
they're more hooked on social media and streaming and YouTube, and it really takes a movie like a Marvel film, an event type film, for them to go to the theater.
Yeah.
You know, if it's Mission Impossible, you know, if it's Lilo and Stitch, you know, if it's the Avengers, you know.
Right. Right.
But
or a Batman or something like that.
yeah, or Batman or something like that. And, you know, every now and then they boast that, you know, there's records being set at the box office. That's only because they're charging $20 a ticket. You know, I remember paying $4 a ticket.
Same.
You know, and going on a $1 night. You know, now it's I think the cheapest ticket's like a $5 night. You know.
Where can you find that?
Yeah, if you can find that. I've heard that recently, you know, but that's crazy. But yeah, the amount of people that are going to the theaters is less. But I think with the right content, I think that can be changed. I think you can send people back to the theater if you have the right stories, you know.
I saw this new type of movie theater. I think it's called Cosmos. Mm-hmm. Have you heard of it?
No.
There's one in LA and one in, I believe it's Dallas, where they call it a 4D experience, okay? Where it's a ginormous screen the size of the Sphere in Las Vegas.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's awesome. I've seen the Sphere. I'm dying
where
to go there.
for example, they were playing The Matrix.
Uh-huh.
You got to take a look at this when you get a
Okay.
chance, okay? So it's a ginormous screen. In the center, they're playing The Matrix. But around the screen, it's as if you're in the movie. So for example, that scene where Morpheus loads up that white space for the
Okay.
first time,
Okay.
and all the guns come out.
Does your seat move also?
Yes.
Yeah.
You
I've seen
can
that.
see
Yeah.
all the extra guns coming out
Yeah.
around the movie as you're watching.
I went to a movie
Super
theater.
interactive, very cool.
I don't think I was in one of those that interactive, but I went to one of those 4D theaters to see Top Gun Maverick.
How was that?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah, the seat would
Yes,
shake,
yes.
and you know, and the audio, the sound was, you know, the surround. It was pretty great. It's immersive. It was
Right.
It was very cool. Yeah.
So to your point, they're having to create these things to make the theater experience
Yeah.
better than just the movie.
yeah.
Right? What else can you offer me than just the story of the movie?
They want to heighten your
Yeah.
senses, but you can't do that with a love story
No,
or
you
a comedy.
can't. You can't.
You know, so
No,
that's
it's got to
where
be an action
film,
like Maverick. Yeah,
Fast and Furious, things that blow up, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Where do you see podcasts? How do you see podcasts nowadays?
You know, I've been a big fan of podcasts since I discovered it during COVID. I think that we are in the middle of the podcast revolution. Some people say, oh, you know, it's oversaturated, the tail end. I
think we're in the middle of it. Okay.
Yeah, I think we're in the middle of it because I don't think it's being utilized to its maximum. I'm producing a travel show right now, and we are pairing it up with a podcast.
Smart.
Yeah. So the podcast promotes the travel show. The travel show promotes the podcast, and you know, it's
Cycle.
the cycle. They complement one another. It's kind of like the movie and the soundtrack.
Right.
they complement each other. So I
Yes.
think that's where it should go.
That was a good analogy.
Yeah. This way, one project helps the other. Yeah.
Do you think that podcasts are going to overtake the regular way that people get information? You know what I mean? Will there ever be that shift where news and regular media is really gone and what we really listen to and follow are now podcasts?
Yeah, I don't think anything's going to be gone. I mean, that argument's existed ever since
Radio?
ever since Edison invented the motion picture.
Right.
Silent movies came in, and they invented sound to go with the movies. People that were doing silent films didn't think sound was going to be anything at all. And then sound became the big thing.
Right.
And all those silent movie legends went, gone. And then radio moved up. And there was this
television.
Everybody was listening to radio. Radio was the most popular form of entertainment.
Yeah.
For a while, and then when television broke out, they said, well, no one's going to watch TV because everybody listens to the radio. And TVs were very expensive, but when the price of TVs came down, then everybody had a TV set.
Yep.
Movies didn't go anywhere. Radio didn't go anywhere. TV didn't go anywhere. And during the whole music revolution, it was records, then it was tapes. It was records. Then it was 8-track. Then it was tapes. Then it was CDs. Then
Yes.
MP3s. What's popular again? Vinyl.
Goes back.
It goes back, goes full circle, And then with the movie theaters, people still go to the movies. It's not going to go anywhere. Maybe we won't have, the masses that we used to in the volume.
Right.
People still watch television.
They do?
Maybe
A lot of it.
Maybe not in the way that we used to watch TV as
Right.
a community.
Right.
I remember growing up where everybody watched Friends, on I think it was Thursday night.
NBC, yep.
NBC, that was a night.
Or if you were younger, you used to watch TGIF on ABC on Fridays, with Boy
Right.
Meets World and all that.
Exactly. Yeah. Now it's more of you watch it whenever
Right.
you want. And
I remember I used to wake up early Saturday mornings to watch Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah, Saturday morning cartoon was a big thing,
Yes.
and now they don't have that anymore.
No, they
which is
don't.
weird.
Yeah.
So I think people watch it and absorb it when they want. I think that Saturday morning cartoons and TGIF, ABC Fridays, and Thursday nights at NBC
Yes.
with shows like Cheers and Friends and Seinfeld. That's a thing of the past.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it brought us together as a society because we all watched the same thing at the same time.
Yes.
So we could have these conversations and talk about it and laugh about it. Now you could have the biggest hit on television, and we don't know who's talking about it.
Right.
You don't have these conversations unless it's something that's newsworthy that just happened.
Right, like a blockbuster or something.
Yeah, so that's kind of weird. I don't think the new generation will appreciate that or will have that experience.
No, they really won't.
Yeah, which is unfortunate.
They're too stuck on social media.
Oof, the social media thing is really something.
It's good and bad, right? Depends how you look at it.
Yeah, I think it's going to plateau, kind of like what reality shows did. Reality shows blew up about 20 years ago.
I remember that.
And, they're still out there, but people kind of become sick of them.
Yeah.
I think social media and these influencers, there'll be a time where that happens, and people
It'll fade out.
It'll not fade out. It'll level off. Where people will want to see more stories,
More quality.
more quality. And when that time will come, I don't know. Next month, next year, 5 years from now, who knows? But it will happen. Game shows came back.
Yes.
If you watch the streamers or the networks, they all have these reboots of famous game shows that were big 20 years ago, and they're even bringing back soap operas that went away
I've
when
seen
reality
it on cell
shows hit.
phones.
Yeah. So it's cool. Everything comes around full circle. It's just a matter of finding the audience and finding how to package it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This past weekend, I was at the podcast summit in Atlanta, Georgia. Very good event. But I heard something that really made me say, huh. And I wanted to get your opinion on it. This guy said, right, when he's on stage talking, and his point was that podcast is still early. And he's trying to say that today, when you make a song, everyone gets paid. The producer,
When you make a song, everyone
the
gets paid.
artist,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
When you make a podcast, no one gets paid. When you upload to Spotify a song, they pay you, I think it's
Pennies, not even
Right.
fractions of pennies.
but I think it's $5,000 for 1 million views, something like that, right? And a podcast has hours sometimes, and we get nothing for that time. So his point was that one day that's going to change. That one day a podcast production is going to be uploaded and everyone's going to get their cut. What do you think about that idea?
I could debate either side. Name the top 5 podcasts, including Rogan.
I'd
Right?
say Joe. I'd say the Nelk Boys. Probably Lex Friedman. What's his name? Theo Vaughn. What's that girl's podcast? I forgot her name.
The blonde.
The blonde. Yeah, her.
Yeah.
There's a couple.
Right,
Huberman.
they're making millions.
Yeah.
How do they monetize their podcast?
Advertising.
Advertising.
Yeah.
Everybody wants a podcast. They got to find an audience, and they got to build an audience to justify the sponsors paying X amount of dollars.
Yeah.
The problem I see with podcasts is that, they're using this metrics of CPMs, for views and
Right.
dollars that makes no sense whatsoever. It's advantageous for the sponsor because it doesn't cost them much,
Right.
but
How should it be?
depends who your target market is. For example, if you're going to be targeting someone who owns an AP or a Rolex, who drives an Aston Martin, or a Bentley SUV, your audience is going to be much smaller
Correct.
than someone who drives a Toyota.
Right.
You don't need 1 million listeners.
No.
You don't need 1 million followers. Shit, if you have 50,000 listeners and followers that are in that right market, that's all you need.
Right.
So you need to qualify and quantify who your audience is, and then go after that sponsor. If you're Rolex, and I tell you, hey, I've had the CEO of Aston Martin Residences. I've had the vice president of Porsche North America. I've had Academy Award winning actor. I've had one of the founders of AI. All these people as guests on my show. High valued guests.
Correct.
I'm hitting your market. That's going to be worth something to you. My audience reflects who's buying your watch.
Right.
Who's buying your home, who's buying your yacht, then you can pretty much ask them whatever you want. Because if they want access to that audience, they're going to have to pay what you ask them for. But if you go by CPMs, it's ridiculous. You can't make a living.
Right. It's almost cutting yourself short.
Yeah.
What's your ideas for podcasts? How do you want to structure them?
I don't believe one size fits all. I think it's very niche.
Very audience-based, right?
Very audience-based. You need to tap into a very specific audience and think out of the box. Give them what they want, but also figure out what they would want that they don't know yet that they want. I love, I think it was a Steve Jobs documentary that I saw, and he was saying they were arguing with him about the first Mac. And he was saying, well, the consumer doesn't know what they want until you give it to them.
So true.
And I'm a firm believer of that.
He did that
Yeah.
with the iPhone.
Yeah.
Nobody knew they needed that until we did.
We didn't know this sounds really silly and funny, but someone made this comment to me years ago, and they were like, he said he knew there was going to be an M&M before there was an M&M.
Really?
Yeah. And I said, why is that? And he goes, because Eminem was the rapper's Elvis. The only thing that Elvis did differently than anybody else at the time, he was talented, but he was white male. Everybody else that did what he did was, African American. So he took that culture, that music, and brought it mainstream.
Yes.
Eminem didn't invent rap.
No, but he changed it forever.
But he changed it. Not only was he talented, but he showed that, hey, a white guy from Detroit.
He's my number one or two all time.
I'm a huge fan of Eminem.
Huge.
Yeah.
I'm huge.
Great artist.
Huge Eminem fan.
I'm not a big rap fan.
Okay.
There's certain rap artists that I love and certain songs that I really like, but he's definitely in my top three.
Yeah, for sure.
He's very talented. Yeah.
Very, very talented. Like extremely talented. He's someone that really helped a lot of people come into hip hop and rap.
Yeah. Can't believe it's been over 20 years since.
Oh yeah, it was 99.
99, 26 years.
99.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Time flies. Oh boy, I feel old.
Time flies.
Yeah. But that's something else I'd like to do is with the projects that we're developing, I want to marry music. I think that we're...
Like a recording studio also?
Well, I think we're entering an era that is primed for combining the podcast with a long stream format and the music, because no one standalone is monetized the way that it used to be.
So you mean like a show and then a podcast about the show and then a soundtrack about the show? Is that what you mean?
Fundamentally, yeah. A little more to it, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
As a podcaster, I needed a place to share my voice and hear other stories. That's how Forge Studios was born. A place created not just for me, but for everyone searching for something more. An environment where as soon as you walk in, you feel the energy and you feel welcomed. Where being seen and heard is part of the experience. A place for entrepreneurs to share their journey, for creators to bring ideas to life, for businesses to grow authentically. A space that values mental health, encourages real conversations, and supports those who turns ideas into impact. Here at the Forge Studios, creativity, culture, and purpose aligns and comes together to help you create something greater. A place where we leave the filters behind and we start expressing ourselves for real. The Forge Studio. Your journey starts here. Your impact starts now.
You know, like, give you an example.
Please.
Working on a movie right now that's South Florida based, original story, nothing like it. It's an action comedy. Has a soundtrack that is all South Florida artists.
Smart.
Some of them iconic, some of them new. And we want to have the premiere. We want to have it in a venue that can be a small concert also. So the artists from the soundtrack would perform there.
Got it.
You know, before or after the premiere of the film.
And then you do a podcast interviewing everybody.
Well, you do a podcast that builds up the film while it's in production. So it's almost kind of like behind the scenes. This is what's going on.
So smart.
You interview the actors.
Yes.
You interview the musicians that are contributing the music to it.
Yes.
You know, you build the hype.
Yes.
You build the community. You build the interest. You know, you build the event, which is the premiere. And then you take that to the different markets. So it becomes this community, the community event that we were talking about earlier with, you know, Thursday nights and TGIF Fridays. Yep. You're kind of reinventing that with the new media, using all these different technologies. Ones that are new, like podcasts, and the ones that are old, like television and movies. So,
speaking of new and old, what do you think of AI? Do you think that AI, a friend of mine was telling me that he thinks that in about 5 to 6 years, we'll be able to go to Netflix and you'll see AI-made movies, human-made movies, and he says that the wild card will be that there might be an option for you to create your own movie and watch it. What are your thoughts?
you know, last year I was working on a documentary. Excuse me. Last year I was working on an AI documentary with a gentleman who's one of the founders of AI, who I met here in Miami. He recently retired, and we met at a barbecue. Really cool, and we started working on this project together. So I got to get an insight of his thoughts on where it's going. I think there's people on one side of the aisle that are scared shitless, and the other side of the aisle that think the best. I think everything lies somewhere in between, but my concern is that AI is going to replace so much of what people do that there's going to be a large chunk of the population that's really not going to know what to do. Because we find self-worth and value in what we do.
For sure.
You know, if you're an electrician, if you're a teacher, you know, if you work at a restaurant, you know, I think it's interesting, sad, and exciting at the same time when you see old jobs fade away, like toll booth people.
Yep.
I've gone through a couple of toll booths in the last few months that are not empty. You just now they have the electronic thing,
Right.
and you wonder, like, what do those people do now? You know, and then
At McDonald's, there's barely any people at the kiosk anymore. It's all those big tablets that you're ordering from.
yeah, I was blown away the other day. I went to one of those restaurants. I can't remember which one, and there were a lot of people working there, but hardly anyone was interacting with the customers because it was all
Yeah.
self-serve. You know, with the
They're just runners, basically.
that's basically what they are, which is sad.
Yeah.
And you see that when you go to certain stores where you have they get rid of the cashiers.
Yes.
You have like one monitor standing there in front of 8 different self-service. You know, and they're running
So
back and
annoying.
forth. Very annoying.
Where you're doing your own checkout.
Yeah, some stores are going back to having cashiers because they see that it's, in theory, it works, but it's not practical.
It's not practical. No, it's not.
how AI is going to affect the entertainment industry, I think, is it's. I don't have a crystal ball.
Yeah, tough one.
Yeah, I think part of the reason the strike in Hollywood took such a long time a couple of years ago to get resolved was because of AI. That's the thing that was holding up the strike. The creative people wanted they wanted guarantees from the studio that they weren't going to use AI to write the scripts and do the
and
budgets,
license them off.
yeah, and all that stuff. So it's
They were saying that they wanted the rights to take someone's likeness, right, and digitize it.
And digitize it, which is scary. I think at one point in time in the future, I think it'll happen.
Yeah.
AI
movies.
I don't think it'll happen anytime soon, but who knows? It all goes back to good stories. Can an AI come up with a good story? I don't know, maybe.
Probably.
I still read online.
If it took everything that it knows that we've created, it probably can.
Yeah, but then it also needs to create the actors.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things where, you can go onto an AI site and produce an original song.
Yeah.
But I was listening to some famous musicians talking about the AI and how it composes music, and they were very objective, and they said something that really struck a chord, because I went on the AI site and I listened to some of the original songs, and the songs had no soul. So it's something you can't
Well said.
quantify.
I know what you mean.
You can't, just like when you look at a piece of art,
Right.
you either like it or you don't, but it talks to you. But, you can tell if it's something's mass produced or if it's handmade.
Right.
What makes art beautiful is that it's not perfect.
It's unique.
It's unique. When you paint something by hand, when you do a sculpture by hand,
Right.
There's no other thing like it.
The imperfections.
It's not like it's mass produced. So I think that we're going to see more value in one-offs in artistry like that. But I think we're going to get to a point where there's going to be chaos in the industry.
Yeah.
I hope during that time I've done my projects where I can step away till everything settles.
Right.
But again, I don't have a crystal ball, but I don't think anybody knows. I was listening to Musk the other day, and he was talking about by 2030, he believes that most of the commercial vehicles are going to be autonomous.
In 4.5 years? I doubt it.
I don't see that happening.
That's
either.
him saying it because he wants that to happen.
Yeah, but
for his pockets.
It's one of those things where it's kind of like, okay, what happens to all the truck drivers?
It's gonna happen.
And I think it will happen. I just don't know whether it'll happen that soon. I saw something disturb me a few months ago. They were talking about AI and they were talking about industries and a little bit of useless trivia. I love useless trivia. That sometimes is worthy of knowing. They mentioned the biggest industry in the 19th century, which I was kind of like, I wonder what that is. Do you know what it is? The biggest industry in the 19th century was at the turn of the century, at the turn of the 20th century. Do you know what it
was? No.
Whaling.
Okay.
Whaling was the world's largest industry. So out of whaling came lubricants, oils for lanterns, for machinery, for makeup, for cooking.
Whaling meaning like catching whales.
Catching and killing whales.
Wow.
That was the world's biggest industry. When they discovered petroleum, In a matter of 2 years, the whaling industry was gone.
Wow.
The tens of thousands of people that worked in the whaling industry were out of work, and like that. So I think that's going to happen in some industries because of AI, and I think it'll happen faster. And I think it'll happen in more industries.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it's it kind of made me think like, oh wow, it can happen. It did happen.
It did. It has happened many
It has
times
happened.
over. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see. I don't like getting in a vehicle where you don't see a driver.
Me neither. It's weird.
Yeah, and right now, they still have they still have steering wheels, but Musk was saying in a few years the vehicles won't even have steering wheels. You just get in, you tell it where to go, and it goes. It scares the shit out of me.
This rapper in Detroit made a song called Cybertruck.
Cybertruck?
Yeah. Released it, made a video about it, okay? Tesla sent him a cease and desist letter.
Really?
Yes. Hold on, it gets better. He's driving his Cybertruck on the highway and they turned it off.
That's interesting. That's scary.
The car was literally on, he couldn't do a big red alert on his screen saying that he has violated their whatever law and the car's being shut off. Please call Tesla.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild and scary.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, that's very scary. I've been watching videos where people are sleeping.
Mm-hmm. While it's driving.
And while they're driving, that scares the hell out of me.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for something horrible to happen so that there's some legislation to change that, because it's just a matter of time.
You have that much trust and faith in this machine?
That's really scary. I was watching 60 Minutes a year or so ago, and they were talking. There was this company based out of Florida. They make the big 18-wheelers that are autonomous.
Wow.
And I didn't know this, but Florida is the testing ground for autonomous 18-wheelers.
I didn't know that.
That scared the hell out of me.
Yes.
So they were showing people driving by, seeing this 18-wheeler. That's a big-ass
That's
truck.
crazy.
With no driver. That's scary.
I will give Tesla this, okay? They have so many autonomous cars driving around, and they've had it for so many years. The amount of data they have is incredible.
Yeah.
I think if you were to compare that technology today to 5 years ago, it's completely different.
Yeah.
So there is that. It is getting very, very, very good. But I agree with you. It's still not at a point where I can trust it driving me everywhere.
Yeah, I like to drive.
Me too.
Yeah, so
I love driving.
I'll drive to the day I can't drive anymore.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I'm going to hold on to my combustion engine until I can.
Yeah. I don't mind driving electric. It scares me because they accelerate too fast.
Yeah. And I don't like that control where you can just shut my car off whenever the fuck you want.
That's scary.
Yeah.
That's scary. And they can listen to your conversation.
Of course.
Yeah.
There's AI built into the car now. They have Grok, the AI that he's using for X.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't have a Tesla. I don't know, but yeah, I'm old school. I like manual transmission.
I was going to ask you right now, 5-speed, 6-speed?
I like manual transmission. I like,
Same.
I don't like those big monitors on my dash.
Okay.
If I want to look at a big monitor, I'll sit in my sofa, watch big TV. I like the driving experience.
Me too.
Yeah.
Do you do motorcycles as well?
I used to have bikes.
Yeah.
I had a friend pass away. He had a bad accident, and then another girlfriend of mine, she passed away also in a motorcycle accident. And I was like,
I'm done.
None. I tried the Can-Am Spider.
Mm-hmm.
You
like that
two wheels
one?
in the front. I had a lot of fun with that, but too many close calls. People down here don't pay attention to the road. They pay no attention. They don't see you, or they see you and they don't care.
Right.
Too many close calls. I'm like, not worth it.
Are there gears in that one?
Yeah, they have Can-Am. Well, now it's automatic.
Okay.
They call them automatic now, but they had a manual, semi-automatic, and then the automatic. I've had all. I had the semi-automatic and the automatic.
Okay.
No. I had the manual and the automatic. I had them both.
Got it.
Yeah, a lot of fun to drive. A lot of fun to drive. Yeah. If I was out in the country,
Yeah.
down here, it's,
I want to drive one of those. I've never driven one of those.
they're fun. They're fun.
I have an Indian, like a cruiser.
Those are great bikes. They're a lot of fun. It's just scary to drive down here. I was, a few years ago, I was on 826, and I was driving south. And I'll never forget this. Talking on the phone, and I'm on, let's see, 1, 2, I am on the middle lane.
Okay.
I'm middle lane, middle lane. And I'm looking at my rear view mirror, and I see a motorcycle coming, catching up. And a car did not see the motorcycle and moves towards the motorcycle, hits the motorcycle, just bumps into it. The motorcycle bounces off the wall like a ping pong, like a ping ball.
Yes.
Bounces off the wall.
That's crazy.
I'm watching this in real time. And it just bounces like a rubber ball.
Yeah.
And the motorcycle flips, and the guy bounces on the road like so many times. And, I'm driving 60 miles an hour plus, so it just, I'm like, I wanted to pull over, but, by the time you pull over, you're a mile away.
Right.
That was scary. I was like,
That's crazy.
not riding a motorcycle in South Florida. It's crazy. It's too dangerous.
It is.
Yeah.
I don't do highway driving, only streets.
Street driving is more dangerous than the highway.
I think
people
up
don't
here
stop
is
at the
better than
lights.
Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I've had too many close calls. I love Porsches. I've had several convertibles.
Yeah.
And I've always gotten scared getting hit with the top down. And I've had a lot of close calls where people just fly through the light, fly through the stop sign, and even if I don't see anyone out on the road, I always slow down at intersections, even if the light's green, because there's a lot of people that.
Life's too precious.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. Yeah. But I'm a big Sunday driver. I used to love taking the Porsche out on US 27.
Okay.
Yeah, or the Sawgrass.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I take those long drives. I'd start like, I would go. I'd start off like in Coconut Grove and drive west all the way to, where the Miccosukee Casino is.
Yes.
And I would take either Chrome or US 27 and just cruise with the top down, music blasting.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good times.
Good times. And, you don't have to worry about nuts on the road and stuff, So it's cool. Yeah.
Tell me, Antonio, where do you want to be in 5 years?
I'm on a 5-year plan right now. I started a company with my production partner, Suzanne McDowell, who's a staple in the South Florida entertainment community. And we started a company called Miami Media Partners. And we're developing television, film, and new media projects, original IPs to put South Florida on the map.
Right.
With TV and film and new media projects.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's our goal. Homegrown projects. And,
it's going to happen for sure.
And put a dent into what's going on in Atlanta and LA. We know that South Florida will never be those.
Never say never.
But we don't want to be.
Right.
We can carve our own little niche.
Own little space, yeah.
Yeah. And it's better that way. It's better to be the big fish in a small
small pond
than a
yeah.
little fish in the big sea. And we have everything here. We have an infrastructure or the weather.
Yeah. Celebrities, the limelight.
Yeah. I mean, Miami, South Florida is a global cosmopolitan hub.
All the energy's down here right now.
Yeah. Yeah. And one of the things we want to follow is the fact we excuse me, start again.
Hey, if you work with digital marketing, online sales, or manage clients, you know the right tool makes all the difference. I use Go High Level, and I can guarantee that this all-in-one tool brings results for all my clients. with CRM, email, SMS, automation, scheduling, landing pages, and sales funnels, integrated and easy to use, management becomes simple, productivity increases, and campaigns perform way better. If you want to grow in an organized and efficient way, access my link and see how Go High Level can also change the way you work and sell.
Where do I want to go with this? Miami, South Florida, is an entertainment hub.
Oh, yeah.
And what we want to do with Miami Media Partners is create original programming in the long form television, feature films, and new media like podcasts domain that will put South Florida on the map and make it relevant rather than just be a tertiary or location market. And we have everything here. We got the weather. It's a second home and first home to a lot of celebrities.
Oh, yeah. A lot.
Actors, entertainers, people that want to live here, all year round. I think we have a lot to offer, and this market's yet fully untapped. Right now we're mostly known for, I don't even know what we're known for right now. We haven't had any big movie hits in years.
OF Capital.
Yeah, we're a capital of OnlyFans. Yeah. We don't have any TV shows that are being shot here now.
A lot of podcasts.
A lot of podcasts.
A lot of podcasting
We're
happening
known
down
for
here.
sports.
Yeah.
Yeah, but television or films, that's what we want to put the spotlight on. We have some of the nicest movie theaters in the country here, so it's a shame that
It's true.
they're being underutilized. But we want to change that. We're on a 5-year plan.
That's incredible, man.
Yeah.
Let me know how I can help.
You're helping now. Thanks for
Yeah.
having me on. Yeah.
My pleasure.
And we'll see. Next year, we hope to go into production with 2 of our original productions. We're finishing up the scripts now and working on the financing. And
Let's make it happen.
Laying down the foundation.
Let's make it happen.
To make things happen. Absolutely, we will. Yeah.
Incredible. I appreciate you taking your time.
Yeah. Thanks again for having me.
Coming to the studio, coming to the podcast.
Yeah, I don't do this often.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I did.
Me too. I
enjoyed
love what you're doing. I love how you view the world and how entertainment based you are. I think it's very, very cool. Man, I can't wait to see what you do next.
I can't wait either. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to it.
I want to see this movie.
I want to see it too. Yeah, but you'll be at the premiere.
Yeah.
Whenever that is.
100%.
But, yeah, it should be fun. So finishing up the script right now. So from your lips to God's ears. So hopefully same time next year it'll be out.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Look at that camera and let everyone know where they can find you. Instagram, Facebook, website, whatever you want to share.
You can find me on Instagram on Antonio Piedra 1, or check out our company's website, MiamiMediaPartners.com. That's MiamiMediaPartners.com, or AntonioPiedra.com. So you can see all our television and film projects and our podcasts on there. So we're excited about
Incredible.
where we're going. Yeah, it's going to be great.
If you are an investor looking to invest in a movie, come check out Antonio's project. He has some great ideas that can really, really scale and really be profitable.
Absolutely. I will show them how to make money and have fun. Because I love this industry. The only reason I do it is because it's fun.
Right.
If it wasn't fun, I wouldn't do it. And it's very
And
few
that
industries
matters
like that.
because that flows into the project.
Yeah, absolutely.
That energy of doing it for fun and not for money.
Yeah, and you get to work with people you like.
Yes.
It's
Creative people,
Yeah, and when you
artistic
enjoy,
people.
absolutely, and when you enjoy what you do, it's really not work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible, man. Pleasure meeting you.
Thank you, Leo. Thank you.
Guys, I'll put all the links down below. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and we'll see you guys next